Hey, it's Lauren. So today we are going to be talking about a new mascara launch from Uoma by Sharon C, the Batter Boom Mascara. Now, if this sounds kind of familiar, it's because Uoma Beauty is an original company on its own, and Uoma by Sharon C is a new sister company that has branched off of them. You can find Uoma by Sharon C in Walmart, which I think is very interesting. They did something kind of like Glossier Play, where they branched off a sister company, but they kept a similar name, which in a way is actually very smart for SEO purposes. If people already know Uoma Beauty and then they look up Uoma anything, Uoma by Sharon C is also going to pop up. So kind of a smart marketing strategy. As a consumer, that's almost a little bit confusing because you're like, wait, which one is it? And they have Uoma by Sharon C as like a button on their Uoma Beauty page. So very, very clever, probably really good for marketing and sales. But anyway, I picked this up at Walmart for $7.98. It is not an expensive mascara. Their original mascara, I think, was like $18. And their original mascara, in my original review, if you ever watched that, it really just didn't work out for me. There was a really strong perfumey scent to it, which was kind of strange. I don't know. It just did not work for me. And so I was very curious with this mascara, like, what's it gonna do for my lashes? You guys know I am a lash freak. I love having big, fluffy, in-your-face lashes. And this promises to be really volumizing and lightweight, smudge resistant, flake resistant. So I was very intrigued. Like, what would this do for me? So the brush itself is kind of this, they stuck with the kind of hourglass shape, but this one is interesting because it's kind of got that double helixy type wrapping where it's longer in some places and shorter in others, and typically those kinds of brushes give you a little bit more lift. So that, coupled with the formula itself being more lightweight, I think is really helpful for fluffy, fluttery defined lashes. So let me start applying this. There's really not much of a scent to this one, which I'm really, really thankful for because I was not a fan of the original for that reason. Among other things, it also smudged on me and just did not work for me at all. Looked really pretty, but I really have a hard time with mascara smudging for whatever reason. So let's start getting this on the eyelashes. I have to say, I really like the brush. I find that this provides so much lift. This is not a tubing formula, by the way. And I also think that it layers really, really beautifully. That's just me just barely flicking it through my lashes. This is not me like really going ham on them. So like, let's really get in there and make them kind of obnoxious today, because I like obnoxious eyelashes. I mean, within reason. Like, I don't want them to be like unsightly, but I like really, really in your face lashes. So this really does not give me issues when applying it. I don't really find that it gets overly clumpy. I do get, like, you can see like a little bit of clumping, but it's not like bad. I wore this all day yesterday, and I did kind of like a partial wear test the day before. And this mascara really does not give me issues. I have some mild flaking with it, like very, very tiny, minuscule, like does not even hardly matter kind of flaking. Like the kind that like you would only notice if you're really, really close to my face and like staring under my eyeballs. Look how beautiful that is though. Just with one coat, that's just a really nice, even first coat. Let's get this on the other eye. Okay, so here is one thorough coat on both eyes. I'm gonna build this up a little bit more. So the interesting thing about this mascara is that it is 100% vegan, which I think that's always like super interesting when companies make mascaras like without beeswax, and then they look like this. Because sometimes mascaras without beeswax look not good. This is really pretty impressive. So the other thing I want to talk about with this that I think is kind of interesting. So Uoma by Sharon C, this whole line is more affordable than Uoma Beauty, And their whole shtick is like being more focused on being more au naturel, eco beauty type stuff. I also think it's interesting that out of the two companies, you know, they're marketing Uoma by Sharon C as being like the more natural, eco-friendly little sister company to Uoma Beauty, but it's more affordable, which is usually the opposite. I don't really know. but please look at this mascara. Why is it so pretty? Sorry if the lighting looks a little different. One of my lights just died on me. So, okay. What I find so interesting about Uoma by Sharon C compared to their original line is that this line, they talk about being more eco-conscious and recyclable and vegan. And so what I think is really interesting about that, normally when you have a line that is claiming to be all of those things, that tends to be more expensive. And they did the opposite, which is just, I think, very interesting. The other thing that I find interesting is that on the banner on their homepage, on their website, it says like 100% recyclable. And so I'm like, okay, well, what about a mascara tube? Because that is really where recycling gets difficult. Most recycling does not apply to mascara just because of the tube, the different components. It's difficult to clean out. So I went to their tab for recycle because it says 100% recyclable, like for all their stuff, but there are only details on how to recycle like a glow serum that they have in their foundation bottle. So I'm like, that doesn't tell me how I can recycle this. And so that for me is kind of like I don't know, like that doesn't really seem like it's 100% accurate. You don't have any details on how to recycle this or how it's 100% recyclable, because most companies, even the eco-friendly ones, can't really do that with mascara. So, I don't know. I don't really like the marketing around this because it feels very vague, and especially when that's not really their priority with their initial company. I don't really like when it feels like brands are just trying to be on trend and then not really following through. Does that make sense? So not a huge fan of the marketing with this. It doesn't seem like this is 100% recyclable, at least in my knowledge of mascara tubes, and they didn't put it on their website. Now, let's talk about the actual mascara. This mascara is strikingly beautiful. Like, it is like fluffy, voluminous definition. I get a little bit of length. It's not like a fiber mascara, but my gosh, like it's really, really good. And the thing I've noticed with the wear of this is that by the end of the day, I have just, a couple little flakes under my eyes. I don't really get the whole like panda eye thing that normally happens for me. Yeah, I mean, I went for a walk yesterday. It was pretty warm outside. I was pretty warm and balmy, and it did not move around on me. This does not look like, in my brain, what I picture an $8 mascara to look like. This looks like something that you would buy from Sephora that's like $30, and it performs like that too. I would 100% buy this again. I love what it does. Not a big fan of the marketing. Feels a little sus, but this mascara is really freaking awesome. And I think if you're looking for a really affordable mascara, I think this is a fantastic choice. And I like it more. I really, really like it in general, but I really like it more than their original mascara, which I think is super, super interesting. You would think for the higher price point that it would perform better, but that's not the case for me at all. So I hope that this has been an informative review. I hope that you've enjoyed it and seeing this product in action. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'm always happy to answer. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this, please make sure to like and subscribe. Helps other people find my channel, and I can continue growing and bringing you this type of content. So I will see you next time. Bye.